Hello everyone! I'm gonna do this commentary that I usually do for YTPs. I usually do them on the comment sections. Lastly, I think that lately I have been doing this vocally because it's faster and I can show the point. I can actually show you what I mean instead of just time stamping everything. And it also makes for a kind of a fun video. So you already saw the introduction as the trailer. Okay. After that great introduction, I'm super ready. It's actually quite simple, really. Here I explain the history of the band.
The childhood bond is between Tony and...
Okay, you will see that there I wanted it to be like the background music continues, you know, with Tony Smith saying that.
The childhood bond is between Tony and...
Like it's like it should sound like he really stopped there, but I couldn't do it. That's the biggest struggle with the documentary part, where everything had background music.
Tony and Peter met when they were 3. By contrast, the school where they
The music in the background here is the Ant team from Simple Flips, or whatever that means. The Scorpion and the Egg, or whatever.
is an exclusive place. It's more than upper class.
So I replaced the background music in some of the parts. I replaced...
But near there, people were...
Here I wanted to have something from the Beatles, like the section where... And I fell into a dream from A Day in the Life. That part that feels like a trip, you know. But I was tired of getting sources. You will see that many decisions that I took was because I already had those sources instead of using new sources.
doing pot.
SUS.
By 1965, Mike and Ant entered
And wanted to destroy the place. I wanted to add like a bomb or something, but I was lazy.
Actually, I was banned most of the time I was there at Charterhouse.
And that part I couldn't edit anything, as you can probably tell.
there
That's
was a
what
demo
just what Tony
that
says.
they
So,
tried
I
to
mean
do.
Mike says.
They
Oh my
came
god, I
together
said
and
Tony.
it somehow worked.
I said to him, actually, why don't we come on keyboards? When Ant started singing his songs, why don't you let Peter sing all the songs?
In that part I wanted to emphasize that Tony dislikes Anthony Phillips' voice, but I couldn't make the sentence mixing, so I deleted it.
Peter was behind the drums.
It was very
Then
dumb.
He decided to sing. Voice approach, Jonathan King. Oh no! And no
Single, the sus and sus.
That's the only part where I kept the narration, the original narration. I wanted to do this more, but I actually deleted the entire thing, and this is the only. This was the last
Genesis released their debut single, the sus and sus.
one that remained,
one
because I did it like in sections. Like the documentary part, I took the narration of the narrator, obviously, and replaced it with mine. Actually, my narration was based on the original of the documentary, but I had to... I improvised, obviously, but I also took jokes from when I was writing this video.
they
I wanted
graduated,
the video to be
they
from
asked
scratch
themselves,
originally.
Do I become a college student? Become an
Ah, this part.
engineer? An expert, a physicist, mathematician, dentist? Or do I
Thought, oh
play
my God,
music?
please.
And this part, it sounds funny to me because I wanted Mike to say like, "Oh my God, please stop, please stop talking to the narrator," but
Please.
you know. But then Tony just,
Chances that would only come once.
and I'm saying, and I think that I went a bit longer, like saying, and they decide to just play with their tiny little keyboards, like I'm getting a bit dumber as I talk, but
They
I
almost
decided
missed
to
the
cut
chance.
it
They got dropped.
because of timing.
They played for Charisma and won the Charisma vote.
6 of us in the audience.
I suddenly started getting hit by stage fright. It was weird.
That part made me laugh a lot when I edited it. But then
No, I never actually did lose it. I sort of lost it.
I laughed again for like 10 minutes, and I never lost it. I sort of lost it, and I don't know. I feel kind of bad because it feels like I'm bullying Anthony Phillips for that, but no. It's just the sentence mixing.
After 4
Sometimes
years,
the sentence mixing could say something that doesn't make any sense or that's really not funny, but it sounds funny because the sentence mixing says things funny as well.
The leader
Happenings.
left and the van ended. That's the entire documentary.
Oh yes,
We
that
wouldn't
joke.
Watching. See,
It
just
was,
soon
you
enough.
know,
Oh, wait.
That's it.
The part with Mike doing that
I thought we wouldn't carry on.
was going to
They
get
had
cut,
to survive
but I
the
decided to
loss
keep it
of a
in the
member.
background. Then we go into ads, and the ads were done separately. The first thing that I did were ads. I did like 1 minute of different sections of ads, but then I decided to delete that. Then I wanted to have ads and the TV section, and then the TV section was like, well, you will see. The thing is that I wanted it to use one section of the in between the documentary, and I realized that it wasn't working.
Well, you may well be asking, what
For example, this Anthony Phillips part was the entire thing instantly, but then I decided, you know what? We have to go back into the documentary, and I cut the Anthony Phillips section into different parts. And my plan was to have the same treatment for Phil and Bill, but then I think that Bill ended up alone, and I think that Phil was spruced into different sections. I don't remember. I think that it was. So this is very similar to the one that I released last year, I think. But I decided to spruce it a little bit, and that's the thing. I always try to add new things to the the memories. I mean, not to make a fake memory, but to make this feel like more of a new thing, And of course, ELP Powell, because they talked about Genesis in that video. I always wanted them to include them in something. I always try to present facts about something that happened back then, like, oh, did you know that Jess played with Genesis or something? And instead of doing a video, which is something that everyone does, I just add them on YTPs or on a small talk or whatever. And I'm so dumb for doing that, because I mean, everyone will tell me dumb because I could have done like a clickbait video, but no, instead I just use the facts, these interesting things that could be presented in a different way. I just use them as setups for jokes sometimes, and it's a bit dumb, but it's fine. And ELP, I want to make YTPs of ELP. The reason why I haven't I have felt a bit bad about doing that, because they are all gone. That's the real thing, and we're all going to be gone eventually. That's sad to say, to think, especially when watching YTP Genesis, the SOS Behind The SUS. But that's the thing, and I realized, you know what, I love ELP so much that I want to actually do a YTP. I keep having these ideas in my mind because I listen to them a lot, and I just do nothing about it for that reason, and I should just do it, And you notice that the background audio stopped for a bit there. That's because I used the source that I already had. Carpet slippers. Is that the lamp it says down there? Let me tell you this. The original video was in 16:9, in 4:3 and 16:9, and then I decided to zoom in, and some edits got zoomed in as well. So the text was, "Is that a the lamp reference?" And I blew it, and I already rendered it and whatever, and I couldn't fix it. I was like, no, let's just leave it like that.
What planet have I landed on?
I wanted to make a reference to Alien Afternoon or some other thing.
As soon as Phil
Watch out the
arrived,
skies.
I thought
Peter's mind.
a month
That's another example of a joke that I couldn't make. I probably should just have deleted that part, like Peter saying, "I thought," and then Tony, "Peter's mind." Like, that's not funny. I should have added a sauce or something, but it doesn't matter.
passed,
It's
and they
just
released
1 second. And there you have the segue.
And they released Trespass.
Why does it look like we have a frame a wrong frame there. It's a black frame. Okay, DaVinci Resolve has given me these problems recently, but I also noticed that many other YouTubers have that problem as well. Okay, I'm gonna skip every YTP, but let me tell you that I edited it a bit. It was longer. It had reference to Amogus, to Luke Skywalker, look for SOS.
To watch the
This is
band
a stagnation backwards,
play
by the way. It
Trespass.
sounds so...
or I mean a ticket.
Sounds a bit like Watcher of the
Then,
Skies.
by Christmas, Steve arrived.
Steve arrived by
That's
Christmas.
when the classic lineup became a thing. Then they released Fox Tot. Wait a fuck.
Yes, the documentary actually skips Nursery Cryme. It's so dumb. But it skips many other things. Or
Harold?
spruces by
Where
them.
the fuck are
In
you?
fact, Nursery Cryme appears in like a collection of mentions later. And that's the only time in the original documentary. Okay, I'm gonna skip this. I moved some things and cut some other things in this version. And it works great.
In 1972, they
Fox
released Top
Tot.
20 somehow.
That's
And
a joke
Peter
that was in an
crazy.
unused
Fuck a woman.
fuck a woman.
Red dress, very disturbing.
Yeah, I like that.
Picture of the five of us
That
with the
SOS
flower
is
mask.
Steve Hackett, by the way.
Genesis appeared.
Picture the five of us with the
Sawdust
flower
picture of
mask.
the five of us with the flower mask.
Genesis appeared.
That's I wanted to add the pictures of Phil and Mike in the compost corner with the flower thing on their heads. And Peter, of course. But anyways,
on the images of
where was I?
and Peter.
Oh yeah, Fox Tot came
Genesis
from
appeared on
a
the
previous
of Mario
YTP
Maker.
that I was editing. I also wanted to add Mario Maker that were
They did
whatever.
a full tour.
You're the front band for a Batman.
For Batman. That wasn't the intention. It was if you are the front band for the man. That's so stupid. Whatever. I'm gonna skip this one. Oh yes, I added Can Utility and the Coastliners, but I wanted to have Horizons originally. Then I realized that every other song had lyrics, and that would have been the only one, especially this one has many lyrics. Horizons would have been a bit weird as the only instrumental. Epping. Just imagine Peter disguised as Mike Rutherford. I won't bother, that there should be a B over there, generating that image with AI. That would have been horrifying. But the thing is that sometimes when I think about some sentences, on sentence mixing or writing the script, I then find these situations where I don't have anything to show. If someone hates AI, put me writing prompts. Give me that work and I will destroy it. No, I'm just kidding, but it's a funny thought. Like I will, the poor computer can't handle me.
Peter left. Lamb
Being too
became a
stupid.
thing. Then he came back.
Oh yes.
and
In the documentary, Peter leaves, comes back, and leaves. He leaves because of Fredkin, then comes back and then leaves for real. And the documentary goes in depth about his personal life, and I feel very sad about that. So I obviously cut all of that. But the thing is that I wanted to make the joke that he went and came back anyways, and it works great.
with the
Actually.
band live. But then he left.
If you watch the documentary, it probably feels a bit weird, but it doesn't matter.
The band's future was assured. It was the end of the band.
That's another good good editing.
Peter left. What is this?
I love that part, by the way. That's probably my finest narration over there.
The future was assured. It was the end of the band.
Peter left. What is this? Okay, and he left.
What is it? Okay, so dumb.
And there were headlines online.
I have tried to do that
the
many
paper-
times,
the
and
papers
I
that
think that I succeeded
Genesis
there.
Had part in the band.
Well, the joke is that Genesis ended so many times.
And I've now been asked to speak a slow way because
This is so funny, actually. I also enjoy this.
I can't really think why. Moravian basket weavers' shanties, or even Paraguayan tin miners' threnodies.
Moravian basket weavers' chanties, or even Paraguayan tin miners' threnodies.
I've been asked to speak a slow way.
when I edited that, I thought, I got it. This is it. This is where I shine. And I make something new. Most of the TV section was a bunch of ads strung together. And this is the only ad that was kept. But they actually had a Pontiac ad, Robert Fripp playing the guitar with his what's the name? The League of Crafty Guitarists or something. Well, this is a scary image.
Sauce. Faggots. Create a car.
Hop with him, float with him. You'll anticipate his every move.
On the panel, Tony Banks and Nik Kershaw.
Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Kasparov is conglomerating his pawns into a mega chessatron.
Recorded sales of music have remained reasonably flat.
Children's stories for adults read by my wife.
And I also had Brains Faggots. I can't say that. But it's true. It's a meal. It's a British meal. Don't look at me like that. But it was funny. I can say it. It was funny. I wanted to have like something that would shock the people a bit. But shock the monkey, you know. But I added all of those old ads into these very small amounts of times, you know. Boom. But I decided to cut them. Another thing that I wanted to do here that kind of worked is going into the A Trick of the Tail YTP. Look. It kind of works, but then it works better when it comes back. Look.
Then they trick everyone.
That's good. The only problem is the colors of the documentary. I can't fix color for shit. Oh yeah. And they're gonna go boo, and I was too lazy to get the boo, so I added a laugh. Look at these subtitles. Pizza. But he's saying Peter in British. I can never understand why they get smaller. What are the controls, you know? I always change them. This is going to become a ticked off big video. How do you play a DVD? Okay, no, just kidding. But why do I change the subtitles, like the colors, the font, the background? What is this? Okay.
Divided or done at that point with the band.
Is that Nursery Cryme? Look at that. That's impossible. Okay, I'm just kidding. This part is a very good edit, and someone commented about it. And someone, I think that was my patron.
I love cowboys.
You know, in the 80s, you love cowboys. That's normal. That's natural. And for Phil, that's natural as well. He loves those movies, the westerns. The thing is that nowadays it's kind of funny because people think of Ram Ranch or The Secret of the Mountain, whatever it's called, and that ruined cowboys forever. But the thing is that here also Phil has another message for you.
And I must like to say I actually love you.
And I wanted to add like mwah or something like that, and I wanted to have him blushed and like a pink hue. Well, it's already a bit pink. And I wanted to have like a sound saying, "Oh," but
and there was a video made of it.
I am too lazy. But I think throwing it all away works well. And this is the part where I thought, should I add my small edit of this song? But then I decided to. I thought of doing it again or whatever, but then no, just go into this. The people will understand. Now they didn't talk instantly about Wind and Watering, and this is the other change. They omitted the EPs, right? The extended plays. The thing is that when I was writing this thing before basing it on a documentary, I had the idea of having extended plays included. This one, the 3x3, and also an extended play for We Can Dance, an extended play for Calling All Stations, which is also on this version. So I kind of did what I wanted. I kind of fused together many things, you know. By the way, I love this YTP. It works very well. Yeah, including that part, because I don't know how I found a picture of a guy that looks similar. Someone asked for real for more screams. Every time I watch something made by Peter, I feel like, oh, that's a Genesis reference. Like he has these Easter eggs in between. I don't know why I feel like that. Or maybe the people that do the videos for him, they add these Easter eggs.
Peter came back out of spite. Steve left for
Peter came back out of spite.
the seventh time. The solo album addiction got to him.
I think that they wanted to expand a bit on why Steve left as a joke, but like he forgot his taxi or whatever. But I said solo album addiction, that's fine. And I think that was also written on a draft for the previous idea. Yeah, that part doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter.
What has happened is you've gone from being a Cuck to a big Cuck.
Okay, that's another edit that made me laugh so much. It's so stupid, and it's translated correctly, by the way.
You've gone from being a Cuck to a big Cuck to being more Cuck.
What the fuck, Mike? Calm yourself. What are you doing?
From being a Cuck to a big Cuck to being more Cuck.
What was he saying actually was, we came from being a big cult to being a cult to a big cult into being more mainstream. But of course, cult is so easy to convert in cock. So, So I'm out. So hell with you. Come on, Mike. Don't be like that. Okay. Prophet 5, nice.
NCs became an uncertain thing. That's when they composed uncertain weather.
That's improvisation, and it works.
Phil divorced instead of Phil, and he was worried because he wanted to see Phil.
so stupid. By the way, this whole section there was improvisation, and it's great.
Who Pagman?
Real laugh, by the way. The thing is that in a video I said Hugh Pagman. I said Hugh Pagman in a video. And someone said, I will never forget the way that you pronounced it. And yeah, I pronounce things weird sometimes. I think that I have made many mistakes in this video, but it doesn't matter. At this point, I don't care. Especially because sometimes I just want to talk faster, because I don't want this video to be like 2 hours. So you can see that people actually influence what I do. I have already taken into consideration the screams of Peter and all of that. So let's continue. Yeah, I love Duchess. But this one gave me copyright. This is the reason that delayed the video. Yeah, that's improvisation. It's not very good, but it doesn't matter.
Everyone forgot about Genesis. And that's the end of the documentary. Thank you for watching.
At least it goes with the spirit.
Phil's face came out.
Oh my god, Phil's face came out. Okay. No, the thing is that I wanted to add the credits again, and the pacing just wasn't working, so I just went like this instantly.
Face came out. Fuck off.
Yeah, all of those mic edits made me laugh very out loud when I was editing it. Phil's face came out. Fuck off. Like, what happened to Phil's face? Oh no. I thought about editing that, but no, the timing wasn't working. Mike needs to do this in one go. It works. It feels natural. It works. Bigger hair, these subtitles hate Tony. It goes backwards, but the sound is normal. And I did the timing and everything, and the normal sound was like, and then it goes like that, and boom, there.
So that's the
I don't know, I felt very good about that. Not about this seating. I originally wanted to make like a zoom and that's it, but then I did a zoom there. So there you have it. There is the zoom. I could have done two zooms together, too much zooms, you know. Someone said, sorry, I'm not reading the comments, the names, but I should, right? I don't want to minimize the screen, or maybe I don't need to. You know what? I'm gonna keep it like that. The thing is that I did this because I thought that he was having fun.
Have got very exciting and a lot of fun.
But someone said you have a dirty mind. After editing it, I thought, yeah, that looks bad. But they said like, no, let's continue. It doesn't matter.
Yes, you're going to be seen to sell out. I never did that.
People that had Genesis.
You clearly never did that. I wanted to have.
Then yes, you're going to be seen to sell out. I never did that.
I wanted to like bully Tony a little bit and have like his albums and the amount of copies they sold. That's the reason why this part is here. I probably should have just cut it. Be with me. I still remember this. This is 2023. I wanted to add a B. That's boring. Then other EP, Steve No, Paper Later, You Might, Me and Ryle. That's funny. Oh yes, Nik Kershaw is back. Oh no, your worst nightmare. I added Nik Kershaw just to shock some people. It's like so late into the video, like 24.5 minutes. But sadly, I didn't do much to Nik here. Let's go into Phil instantly. I love this edit also. But I couldn't go into the rest of the jokes because there were too many references like mom and whatever. I maybe should have added more from Phil here. I wanted to edit this GTR for so long. And it still looks bad. All the videos, all the sources look horrible. Oh, I feel so bad about this because I didn't edit the banner under. Oh, okay. I lost. I also cut this part a lot. And I went, instead of going to El Rayo Wilson, I go into Esteban Machete.
The band became invisible.
What does that even mean? So stupid.
Tony and Mike.
Yeah, I love this EP, even though it says Genesis Archive 2. I should have edited this. There's no point in trying. That's Phil saying that to the calling all stations. What does that even mean? Speaking like Rye.
The public, the fans were not super ready for a Genesis.
Super ready for a Genesis. I said the joke, but I couldn't emphasize it.
Phil was such a huge. Losing that, it's always going to be hard anyway.
I should have added like a subtitle or something.
Breathing is healthy.
The end result is health. That's another good. Breathing is healthy. The end result is health. That's another good sentence. Okay, another sad part in the documentary is the death of him. But okay, I omitted that part because they talked about his death. But I wanted to edit this song, Beggar in a Dish of Gold. But I couldn't do it in time. And I also felt a bit bad about it. So, but then we go into this and I said like, yeah, Mike and the mechanics are doing bad in the economy or whatever. In the documentary, when his music appears here, it feels so powerful, like a Super Smash Bros. Reveal or something.
It was harder than a rock.
And we go into there. But the thing is that I originally had another section where Tony said like, it was very hard and something. And I realized, what am I doing? This feels so sad. It keeps going down. So I instantly cut into this, which is another good YTP. And then we go into Genesis, back into Genesis. A Carpet 99. Nobody seems to really enjoy this version, actually. Insert sex joke.
Easy to get up, easy to get down.
Phil was singing better than ever.
So random. Listen well.
Phil was singing better than ever.
what the hell? That's not Mike's voice.
Phil was singing better than ever.
That's the manager. That was a glitch that happened during editing. I pressed play, and I couldn't believe it.
If we did it, we won't do it.
Thankfully, if we did it, won't do it.
You see?
Won't do it.
This part is kind of.
feel like Mike, that'll be different.
You see?
If we still feel like Mike, that will be different. That feels like a bit sad because Mike looks very good and is still doing tours with the mechanics, you know. That was kind of the lesson there. Like, yeah, if we feel like Mike because Mike keeps touring. But Phil originally said in the documentary, if my kids start driving, that will be different. And that's very interesting to say because that's actually what happened. Nick Collins was in the age of start to drive, 16 years old, and started touring with his father, you know. That's interesting. He predicted the future from 12 to 14
Phil
years
came
before.
back first,
Well, 12 years that
then
would be.
Mike reunited with Phil.
Also, this part got copyrighted. The original mix here. So I added that in the background instead. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon. SUS. And have a good year. Have a good weekend or whatever.